Sometimes I think one of the hardest things about having lots of ideas is that most of them started from something important: a responsibility, a curiosity, a possibility, a problem you wanted to solve, a way you thought you might be able to help someone. And after a while, your internal world slowly starts feeling crowded, not necessarily physically, internally. Almost like a house where too many things have been placed somewhere temporarily, but never fully sorted out. Like a room filled with unfinished projects, a closet holding clothes you still think you might want to use next season, a garage with boxes you meant to go through months ago, furniture that you never get to rearrange, even though you know the layout is no longer working, that one room. But this is not because these things are bad. It's more because they are unresolved things still occupying space. And I think many people quietly live inside this kind of tension for years. Too many tabs, too many notes, too many plans, too many screenshots, too many unfinished systems, too many things still sitting in the same internal pile, waiting to be figured out later. Maybe you're someone working a 9 to 5 while quietly building ideas at night, constantly shifting between possibilities because all of them seem connected somehow. Maybe you are a homeschool mother with curriculum ideas, learning systems, creative projects, unfinished plans just sitting in notebooks because life kept moving before you even had time to finish organizing them. And maybe part of you wonders, what could have happened if one of those ideas had actually been developed? Could it have solved a problem for even your own child, helped another family, supported something larger later? Maybe you are someone with folders of full of outlines, saved business names, unfinished frameworks, half-built projects, and every few months you revisit the same idea because it still feels unfinished somehow. And eventually something strange starts happening. The ideas stop feeling inspiring and start feeling heavy. Not because imagination is the problem, but because your mind is trying to keep too many unresolved possibilities active at the same time. And eventually, everything starts sitting in the same emotional category: important. And I think this is where many people quietly get stuck because ideas require more than imagination. Ideas need placement, they need structure, timing, breathing room, containers, hierarchy, discernment, seasons, even. Because unfinished things do not disappear simply because we stop looking at them. They continue occupying space somewhere inside the internal house. And after enough time, even rest feels restless because your mind is on the unfinished projects. Now, the difficult part is, I do not think the answer is becoming less imaginative. I do not think the answer is shutting down curiosity. And I do not think the answer is pretending layered thinking suddenly disappears just because it feels difficult to organize. Some people naturally think in connections. One idea leads into another idea. One responsibility connects to another responsibility. One skill unexpectedly supports another part of life. A homeschool system becomes a curriculum of thought. A curriculum thought becomes a teaching framework. A teaching framework becomes a business idea. A business idea becomes a future project. A future project becomes content. And suddenly, everything feels interconnected. That is what I mean when I say ecosystem thinking. Some people do not naturally think in isolated boxes. Their mind automatically sees relationships between things. And that can be beautiful. But it can also become overwhelming when everything remains open simultaneously without clear structure. Because eventually the internal world starts functioning like a house where every room is holding unfinished things. And after enough time, the issue is not only the amount of ideas, it is the amount of unresolved placement. What belongs where? What belongs now? What belongs later? What belongs together? What was only meant to teach you something? What is foundational? What is supporting something else entirely? Because eventually unresolved possibilities start pressing against the mind, not always visibly, internally. The kind that follows you while you're washing dishes, the kind that quietly interrupts focus while you are trying to finish something else, the kind that makes silence feel mentally noisy. And sometimes the exhausting part is not even the work itself, it is the constant reopening of unfinished internal rooms. I think many people are not only holding projects, they are storing unresolved possibilities. And unresolved possibilities create pressure because every idea quietly keeps asking the same question: will this become something? Now, eventually, some people run toward the opposite extreme. They start thinking, maybe I should stop dreaming so much. Maybe I should simplify everything. Maybe I should stop exploring ideas altogether. But I don't think that solves the deeper issue either. Because many important things in life begin as uncertain possibilities. Sometimes you do not know whether something matters until you take a step toward it. Sometimes growth only becomes visible after movement. Sometimes responsibilities appear because you were willing to try something unfamiliar. And many things that shape our lives most deeply once existed as unfinished thoughts that had not fully developed yet. So the issue is not imagination itself, the issue is unresolved organization. I have started realizing that not every idea belongs in active execution at the same time. That sentence changed how I think about creative work completely. Because for a long time, I treated every idea like an act of responsibility. And eventually, everything started competing for attention at once. One unfinished thing interrupting another. One possibility pulling energy away from another. One room mentally reopening while trying to work inside a different room entirely. And eventually, the internal world starts feeling overcrowded. Even if externally nothing appears to be happening yet, this is why some people feel mentally exhausted before they even begin the day. Not because they are physically doing every project, but because internally everything is still sitting open. And I think many unfinished ideas quietly become clutter because they never receive clear placement. Everything simply stayed inside the same pile. No categories, no relationship, no sequencing, no structure. And eventually the brain stops knowing where to place attention. So, what do we do with that? I think the first step is realizing that ideas need visible placement. Some ideas belong in active building, some belong in research, some belong in observation, some belong in future seasons, some belong in archives, and some may eventually just need to be released completely. Because not every idea is meant to become a permanent structure. But unresolved ideas still affect the atmosphere of the internal world. I'm talking about our brains. When they remain scattered, everywhere, everything without clarity, everything is no clarity. And this is why structure matters. Not to suppress imagination, but because once an idea leaves the mind and enters a visible system, the internal pressure begins changing. because now the idea has placement. Now it has relationship, timing, context, structure, and suddenly the brain no longer has to keep reopening the same unresolved loop over and over again. That changes the emotional atmosphere completely. But I also want to acknowledge that there are people who quietly build for years and never share what they're creating. Sometimes hidden seasons matter deeply. Sometimes preparation matters. Sometimes invisible development protects the work while it matures. Sometimes things genuinely need time. But there is another side to this. Sometimes hiding quietly disguises itself as preparation. Sometimes fear sounds responsible internally. Sometimes we tell ourselves one more lesson, one more revision, one more notebook, one more version, one more season. Meanwhile, years continue passing, and eventually another question starts appearing. What happens if these ideas never serve anyone outside the internal world, but they remained trapped inside? That is an important tension, too. Because ideas are not meant to remain stored internally forever. Many are meant to become useful, helpful, tested, shared, developed, built, refined, not perfectly, but faithfully. And I think this is where many people feel torn. They want to build responsibly, but they also fear building visibly. They want their ideas to matter, but they fear what happens if those ideas fail publicly. So instead, the ideas remain trapped in permanent preparation. And eventually, we have to ask ourselves, is this idea still developing, or has it simply remained internally stored for too long without movement? Because there is a difference between nurturing an idea and indefinitely postponing it. So maybe the goal is not becoming less imaginative. That would probably be impossible, anyways. The human mind is capable of incredible creativity, exploration, curiosity, and connection. Maybe the real goal is learning how to organize complexity without collapsing underneath it. Maybe the goal is not keeping every possibility emotionally active at the same time simultaneously. Maybe the goal is finally giving things clearer placement, because once ideas begin receiving structure, relationship, timing, categories, containers, and seasons, the internal atmosphere begins changing. Now the house can breathe again. Now rooms begin serving clearer purposes. Now unresolved piles slowly become visible systems. Now movement becomes possible because everything is no longer competing equally for attention at once. And for some people, the next step is not finding another idea. The next step is finally organizing the ideas already sitting inside the house. Because not everything belongs in the now, but that does not mean it belongs nowhere. Those are not the same thing. Some things are active, some things are waiting, some things are developing quietly, and some are supporting another structure entirely. Clarity does not come from erasing complexity. Clarity begins when complexity finally becomes organized enough to breathe. Because there will always be complexity, but it's the way you solve it that will change everything. It may simply need visible placement. I think many people spend years wondering whether the problem is their imagination. But maybe the deeper issue was the real challenge of learning how to organize everything sitting unresolved inside our brains. Because structure does not remove creativity. Healthy structure protects complexity from collapsing into invisible pressure. And perhaps the first step forward is simply recognizing that unfinished things do not disappear just because we stop looking at them. Eventually, they still occupy space. And those unfinished things are waiting for placement, movement, testing, development, or structure. So they can finally become something visible outside the rooms they have been sitting inside for years. When will you share your ideas, your creations, your projects? This is Brand Fusionist, where layered thoughts become ordered steps.